doubt is not always a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when you let it override what you're capable of.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Santana.
And I'm Haley.
I'm Bella.
And this is
Young and Indigenous Podcast.
And I'm here with
Connor.
Young and Indigenous Podcast is an outlet for people to know about Indigenous knowledge, storytelling, and history. Through our youthful journeys as Indigenous people, through these stories, young people and elders share their experiences with us. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
I'm about to tell some red stories. Stay tuned.
Charlie, take one.
So just turn a little more towards frog. Yeah, good.
Before we start closer, can you tell me when I'm in?
And we'll have you come in from inside.
Tilted high.
Frog. We start inside.
The first bit.
Alright, we good?
Yeah, we're set.
And action!
Here we are on set for CSSP's pilot episode of our first narrative series. This series is based around youth mental health and really finding your identity and culture. It's a coming-of-age story of a group of kids freshly out of high school and really just struggling to find their identity, and it's their journey.
You? Where'd you come from?
Around?
No, wait. Where'd you go?
The Yay team has been having so much fun here. We all have roles in production, and we're set designing, and we're helping with wardrobe, and it's a super cool experience. And we had the privilege of interviewing some of the actors.
I just want to start off with just you telling me who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm Benairen Kane. I currently reside in Baltimore, where I've spent a good majority of my life, but I'm an old Hidatsa, and folks come from the Dakotas and that neck of the woods. But I've been acting now for 5 years, something like that, I think. That number might not be accurate, but it feels right.
Do you live in community culturally? Is there anything different compared to yours?
When it comes to here?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, I never grew up on the res, so everything's new to me.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm one of those urban Indians, living on the outskirts of town or whatever. It's beautiful here, for one. I've been to my res before, and it's also very pretty, and I love seeing the mountains and all that stuff. But we don't have bodies of water like this there, and for me, who was actually born in California, in Sacramento, I don't know. I like this side of Turtle Rock.
What made you get into acting?
I feel like I have a new answer for this anytime somebody asks me. I don't know. Really, I feel it feels kind of like a last resort. Not like a last resort. That has a negative connotation, but it's the thing that I fell into.
Okay.
And it was always something that I was gesturing with my hands, kind of doing, coming up. I was trying to do choirs and things like that. And that led into the opera world, and that's a little acty, and did some dance and things. And cool. But all of that kind of funneled just into the broader category of performance. And after a few years of doing improv with a indie troupe, Topiary, I haven't said that in a very long time. Yeah. I realized that it was something that I wanted to follow more full time. Went to school, National Conservatory of Dramatic Arts.
Wow.
I did the 2-year program and graduated with my only credentials in higher education, which is a diploma in acting. Other than that, it's just a high school degree. And just kind of got to it. That was, I started in theater.
Okay.
And that was kind of what the teachings of my school was rooted in. But over COVID, everything got shut down.
Yeah.
But something that opened up really quickly, that I was surprised by, was film. And so I was just able to kind of start submitting to things there. And that got me here. So.
Okay. Here we go. Action. Bubble. Shaking.
How was it like growing up in the city for you compared to being on the res?
So growing up in Baltimore, because my dad and stepmother, and I have to do all the delineations as joint custody, so I actually lived in 2 different places. But my dad and stepmom moved to Baltimore in 99 and have been there ever since. And so I really gotten to know Baltimore over the years. And then after high school, I moved there full time. But I've always liked city life.
Okay.
It's always been fun for me. And I also grew up in, because I split my time, I grew up in Texas and Nevada and Montana and things like that. So I knew what, like, a more rural, I always stumble on this word. Rural? Yes, I know. I can't say it right for some reason. A more non-urban environment. I've grown up in those as well. And so I think that's probably why I love contrast so much. And why I kind of pine for both things at a time. But I could get used to this. It's pretty great out here. As I said, I've lived not in this exact place, but there's something about this water out here, and I love the just the beautiful mountain lining on all of the water as well. You get all of the fun features up here.
Okay. Honestly, yeah, right here, this water right here, we used to have a lot of wars, like war canoe happens. That's what our war canoe shed is down there. So, like, these waters are some of the strongest waters when you come and canoe pull on here. Like, sometimes it's really crazy out there. And it's just, like, little story about me when I started canoe pulling, like, I went out there first time. We call it Stomish weekend. It's just, yeah, it means warrior. And
Warrior weekend.
Yep, warrior weekend.
Yeah.
And like, first time going out there, it was a 6-man canoe, and I was in the second to the back, and it just like it knows when you're not ready. So like, we're on our way out there, and we're just like pulling, and I was the only one that got kicked out of the canoe. Like, a canoe came behind us and hit us, and then it just went whoosh, and it like totally kicked me out. And now that I think about it, in my head, I think like, you are not ready for this. So like, I was just so nervous and scared because it was just my first time, and I was just like.
So when you hit the water, when you fell out, what was that like? What was your immediate reaction?
It was cold, honestly.
So did you?
Yeah, because I went under, and I was just like, oh my god. And they're like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I wasn't holding on to the canoe. So.
That's a good phrase, though. That I like, that your turn of phrase, that it knows when you're not ready.
Yeah, they like, since they say we're so connected with the water, like it really does know. But we also go to the water for many sacred things as well. Like, we go to let things go, or the water is always there for you when you need it. And like, I don't know, just like, say if you're just having a hard day, go to the water, and the water will take care of you. I was gonna ask if you felt like, well, you said you loved growing up in the city, but did you ever feel like loss of identity from being away from your res?
Oh my, yeah. It's all the time. Yes, and especially now, because I've most recently started to do more Native American art, specifically more indigenous art, First Nations stuff. So yeah, I don't even have the proper tongue for it. Yeah, you can call me a fish out of water for sure. And I'm I think it stems from, I was not raised obviously in a traditional way or in the traditional environment for even, I think, just a normal kid, just being bounced back and forth. Well, I should take that back because so many people are now joint custody and do that, but mine lived across the country from one another, and it's just made commuting from one set of parents to the other just, I guess, that much more taxing. No more difficult, though, than anybody else. But that all leads to my larger point of just, I'm also, like, half white and indigenous, and I have plenty of times where it's I don't know, sorry, I'm struggling to find my words for this. It's always like just skin deep for me, and I still don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Just because, but I feel like that's genocide, right?
Yeah.
If like I'm questioning it, that's like, that's what they want.
Exactly.
And so like, I'm just like, there is no like meter. Mm-hmm. There's no, you've done enough and now you've passed kind of thing. It's just acceptance of self, and right now I'm just trying to educate myself and try and practice as many things that I can in my day-to-day life that would reflect on my heritage as best as possible. So that's where I am right now. But identity's sake, right, cool. Well, I'm native. So it's good enough for me.
You're fine. No, that's good. I like that you say that, because we just need to represent who we are. Is there anything that you would like to learn from your culture? Is there like, do you know anything about it? Or
yeah, I've done some stuff specifically. Buffalo Bird Woman's Garden is a book that I'm reading, or I should say referencing. I volunteer at a community garden in Baltimore, and I try and incorporate some traditional practices to tend land better and things like that. To my knowledge, we were a farming cultivar people.
Wow.
And so, if I'm out there in a garden, I feel like there's no more way to really like...
You're like, I'm in a garden.
Exactly. It's to settle into my roots. No pun intended.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I don't know. Is there anything that you would like to tell about yourself? I don't know. Just you and your life and how you've gotten through it and to where you are today?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to tell you about that. Humor.
You have lots of humor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Coming from you, that's nice, because you busted me up a few times as well. So, thank you very much. Yeah, it's just not that everything's a joke, but yeah, humor really sees it through, and it's nice. And one day I'm gonna make sense of all of this. I don't know what day it's gonna be, and I don't know what that sense will bring, but one day I'm gonna finally crack this shell of understanding, and maybe it'll be worth it. So I think hope, I guess, is what gets me through.
Cool to get to know you. I don't know, just the first day, you're just like so open, and it just like totally made the energy go up. And
you guys say that, but I feel like I came in on like a nice pendulum upswing. Like you guys seemed just from rock stars from the get. And it was I would like to say 1,001 times. It has been such a pleasure, and thank you so much for getting me in here. It has been just such an honor to be able to learn and work with everybody here. Thank you. Yeah. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like, just getting all the actors through, and I don't know, you just seem really cool, and you're just so, like, you're just a comfortable person. You just like talking to you. It's just like, wow, I could talk to this person for hours if I wanted to.
The chaise lounge of personalities, I suppose.
I know, when I was taking pictures of you the other day, I was just cracking up because you're right. You're like, man, I just find this lens everywhere. I was like, oh my goodness. But no, you totally brought the humor on. I mean, like you said, humor does get us through things. And honestly, we're just humorous people as Indigenous people. Like, we're all just super funny. If we don't go through the day without someone messing with you, then how are we supposed to get through life?
I will definitely be needing those again.
I just did it.
We did it together.
Is that a wrap on the interior of the trailer too?
Yes.
I think it is.
That is a wrap on the interior of the trailer. Get your photos now.
Would you have anything to say for, like, how old are you?
26.
26.
I knew that one.
You're like, I almost forgot.
You can't stump me.
Well, I was like, would you have anything to say to young actors coming up, or people who want to be actors in our Indigenous communities?
Yeah, I would love to say something. There's no right way, or as in there's no set path. So you can study how other people have approached it, and you should. But then you gotta, sorry, I'm shivering because I'm a little bit cold. But then you really gotta just make it for yourself, because there is no, and that should be equally daunting as it is freeing. And just learn to own your power, because you have it, and no one can wield it the way you can, and so that's what's gonna get you there.
I'm still learning too, so it's just kind of. It's a learning process. Like, when I first did this, I was so scared of it. I was like, what are you throwing me into, man? like they're just like, just go do it. Just go ask questions.
I know, and here you are. You're like, boom, hey, you got time? And I'm like, yep.
Can I interview you right now?
Threw 2 chairs down, and here we go.
Exactly. So I like that you say to just own it, because I've totally doubted myself in so many ways in this. But, like, doing this and just, like, knowing, because it was really hard for me in my life growing up, and just like knowing that I have people who believe in me and surrounded me with goodness now, it's really helpful when you just felt doubted your whole life.
Some level of self-introspection is good. So I think, doubt is not always a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when you let it override what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And I think that's keep yourself in check, because it's smart, but Don't let that stop you.
For sure.
If it's scary, it's probably because it's fun. There's probably a little bit of excitement. There's got to be risk to life.
Yeah.
There has to be, sadly.
Definitely.
But with risk comes reward.
I know.
And that's just a lot of time. Just a lot of time in. You get enough times at bat, you're eventually going to hit something. So just don't give up.
Like, I was just talking to one of my coworkers earlier about it, and she was just like, we're always learning every day. And I was like, you are so right.
Until you die.
Until you die.
The day you stop learning is the day you become the problem.
Last day.
I was going to ask you, that I remember now, you said you started when you were 23?
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
What is a takeaway? What is something that you've really learned that shaped the way you think now in those 23 years? Jeez Louise.
Wow.
In those 3 years. Sure, in your life if you feel like answering that, but in those 3 years specifically of doing this, what's something that you've gone, oh, interesting?
I don't know, just all the conversations I have with people, honestly. Like, I just always learn something new from someone, it's even in different communities, and it's just, I have always been interested in acting and the producing and all the stuff that we're doing. Growing up, I've always how come we're not in those pictures, or how come we're not in the front like that? But within our ways of life, I can kind of understand why now. But it's kind of I feel like if you put your head to what you want, you will get there when you need to. And if you take it one day at a time, it will come. And just not taking it for greed, but also just always being there for one another and helping one another and knowing that you'll get that back in return. Like, I had this conversation with my mom the other day, and I was just telling her how, like, my work crew just, like, takes care of me now that I'm pregnant again, and they're just, like, she's just kind of like, no, thank you. She, like, looked at me and was like, Bella, you need to stop thinking you're taking from them. You know, this is the stuff in return that you're getting back for all the things that you've done. And I was just like, what the hell, Mom? Where'd those wise words come from? So,
wow. That's very sweet.
Yeah, no, it was. I just like, and just like I said, the way I grew up, it was really difficult, and just like seeing a lot of people I didn't want to be like, and you know, I just wanted, I wanted something different for my life. You know, like I've always said I would want to be a good leader in my community when I'd grow up, and just want to do the best that I can for the youth. Like, you know, the person that runs all of this and Setting Sun, he was a really good person that came into my life, and he helped me, and he built an academy up there. It's called the Lummi Youth Academy. It's not open right now, but it was a place open for middle school and high schoolers, for just to have a safe place to go learn about yourself and your culture and just your way of life, and just to go be and focus on school. If like I didn't have that, I probably would have been out doing drugs and alcohol. Like, in a lot of ways, I'm really thankful, and I'm thankful to be here now, and just like now I'm here talking to you. So
yeah.
How have you been liking the whole like filming scene and the Canoe Journey and the story?
Here?
Yeah.
It's been
with the filming and your acting. Like, how has all that been?
This has been fantastic. This has been just like, just a great bookend to a lot of, I think, discovery of my own process, and to be able to come out here with just a group of folks who have a fantastic story that is not just funny and dramatic, but like teaches you, I feel like, a little bit of something. And really, as we move forward here, I think we'll explore more of that.
Yeah.
If, you know, fingers crossed.
I'm manifesting it.
It's just been so great. It's like I feel just a big old landing pad, just to be able to come and run and do ideas with everybody, and it's been such a dynamite crew.
Yeah. Laurent? Cut. Cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap. Thank you very much.
But yeah, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this.
Anyway, yeah, no, thank you for your time and your words and sharing you and about yourself today. I just really appreciate it, and just like, it'll be on the podcast soon, so check it out when you can.
I definitely will.
Yes.
And consider me subscribed.
Oh my
gosh, what was I gonna... Now here we are. Great, yeah, we really are two giggling on lawn chairs, like, oh man.
Hey, this is Jay Kiesel, and thanks for having my song Nightshades on your podcast. I'm an artist living in Charlotte, North Carolina, on native Catawba and Sugaree land, and I just wanted to share a bit about my background as well. So I'm Puerto Rican and Filipino, and going back generations, we trace our roots in Puerto Rico to the native Taino and Arawak peoples on the island of Borinquen, which is the indigenous name for Puerto Rico. On the father's side of the family, it is Ilocano and Tagalog are the native peoples there, and we trace our roots back on my father's side. So it's an honor to be in your podcast, and thanks for sharing my music.
An endless sunset fantasy, in the glittering playground you wander through, drowning in golden nostalgia. I dreamt of hurting like you do, and my arms wrapped around you like a blanket. You're looking at me with those big baby eyes, and I can never say enough. No, I can never say it enough. Then you gave me a call on the phone. dance towards the closeness that you crave in the night shades of my room. You gave me a call on the phone. I smiled to myself 'cause it's wrong. I'm good when I'm all on my own. I'm playing along until you say, and you give me a call on the phone. And I smile to myself 'cause it's wrong. And I'm good when I'm all on my own. I'm playing along until you say, and you give me a call on the phone. And I smile to myself 'cause it's wrong. And I'm good when I'm all on my own.
Thank you for listening to Young and Indigenous. You can follow us at YAI podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Haishka to the First Nations Development Institute.
And the Discurrent Foundation.
Our hands go up to you.
Yay is part of Children of the Setting Sun Productions. Intro song by Keith Jefferson, Adam Lawrence, and Mark Nichols.
Original music by Mark Nichols. Songs by the late Jack Kagi.
Now it's too late and you can't stay while we dance towards the closeness that you crave in the night shades of my room. Yeah.
Oi.